Got another season preview for you guys, as today we're going to be looking at the Philadelphia Phillies. As usual, no intro needed here, let's get right into the video. The Phillies are coming off an impressive season in which they massively outperformed expectations. They finished out the regular season at 87-75, and they breezed through the postseason until running into the Astros, where they came up 2 games short of a World Series ring. It was a great season, as their 87 regular season wins was a 5-game improvement from 2021, and it was their first postseason appearance since 2011. And so far this offseason, they have made some pretty big moves. They've signed players like Trea Turner, Taijuan Walker, Craig Kimbrell, Gregory Soto, Josh Harrison, Matt Strahm, and Jake Cave. As for their subtractions, they have lost a couple important names in Noah Syndergaard, David Robertson, Kyle Gibson, Zach Eflin, and Gene Segura. But all in all, I think this offseason so far has been a win, especially considering they picked up one of the biggest names on the market in Trea Turner. Now, looking at this Philadelphia offense last year, they were very good, as they had a 739 team OPS, which ranked 8th, and 205 home runs, which ranked 6th. Looking at this projected lineup, I want to start with Trea Turner, who they picked up from the Dodgers, who last year hit 298 with 21 home runs and 27 stolen bases. Turner is a huge pickup. He may be one of the 10 best players in the game today. I think he is going to have a massive impact on this Philadelphia offense. They also have one of the best power threats in the game today in Kyle Schwarber, who last year hit 218 with 46 home runs and 10 stolen bases. They also have, in my eyes, the best catcher in baseball today in JT Realmuto, who last year hit 276 with 22 home runs and 21 stolen bases. On top of the elite production this guy gives you offensively, he is also one of the best defensive catchers in baseball. Another important bat in this offense is Rhys Hoskins, who last year hit 246 with 30 home runs and a 794 OPS. And we can't forget about Nick Castellanos in the outfield, who did have a down season last year, as he only hit 263 with 13 home runs and 7 stolen bases. But with Castellanos' track record over the past couple seasons prior to last year, I think he's going to bounce back and be a lot better this season. They also have a pretty good third baseman in Alec Bohm, who last year hit 280 with 13 home runs and a 713 OPS. Bohm is becoming a fan favorite in Philadelphia, and I think he's capable of putting up similar, if not better, numbers than last year. With the departure of Gene Segura, it looks like Bryson Stott is going to get the reps over at second base, as last year he hit 234 with 10 home runs and 12 stolen bases. I also expect Brandon Marsh to get some starts in the outfield, as last year he was pretty good, as he hit 245 with 11 bombs and 10 stolen bases. As for some other names in this offense who could see some at-bats, we have Josh Harrison, Edmundo Sosa, Jake Cave, and Derek Hall. And one huge name in this offense we cannot forget about, we have the former MVP in Bryce Harper, who did undergo Tommy John surgery this offseason, and he's expected to be back at the All-Star break. And even without Harper, this offense, at least on paper, is one of the most talented in baseball, and if he comes back and is anywhere near his MVP form, I think this offense is going to be top 5 in the league. Now, moving on to their pitching, it wasn't their strong suit last year, as it had a 3.97 team ERA, which ranked 18th. But in their starting rotation, they have 2 legitimate aces, one in Aaron Nola, who last year in 205 innings posted a 3.25 ERA with 235 strikeouts. As for the other ace, they have Zach Wheeler, who last year in 153 innings posted a 2.82 ERA with 163 strikeouts. As for the rest of their rotation, it's not all that bad, as they picked up Taijuan Walker from the Mets, who last year in 157 innings posted a 3.49 ERA. Ranger Suarez is another solid arm in this rotation. He may be one of the best back-end starters in baseball, as last year in 155 innings he had a 3.65 ERA. As for the 5th spot in the rotation, I think it's going to go to Bailey Falter, who last year in 84 innings had a 3.86 ERA with 74 strikeouts. As for a few pitching prospects, they have 2 top 50 in Andrew Painter and Mick Abel. Painter is only 19 years old, and he's already the top-ranked pitching prospect in baseball. He's overall the number 6 prospect, and he's going to be a star one day, but he's still so young, so I don't think he's going to get called up this year. As for Mick Abel, he's the number 48 overall prospect. He has much more experience than Painter, and he's also a couple years older, so I think the Phillies will go with Abel if they do have to call up a pitching prospect. As for their bullpen, it was their weakness last year, as they had a 4.27 bullpen ERA, which ranks 23rd. As for the 9th inning role, it's really up in the air at this point. They could go with Craig Kimbrell and Gregory Soto, who they picked up in the offseason, but I think they're going to roll with Sir Anthony Dominguez, who last year had 9 saves while posting a 3 ERA. As for some other impact arms in this bullpen, they have Jose Alvarado, Andrew Bellotti, Connor Brogdon, and Matt Strahm, all who posted a sub-4 ERA last year. So this bullpen, like I said, wasn't too good last year, but with the offseason moves they made and the depth they have, I think they have potential to be top half in the league. So now that we went through this roster top to bottom, let's take a look at the Phillies' outlook record-wise and also go over whether I think they can repeat their 2022 success or not. So for their record this year, I have to consider the fact that they are in a really competitive division. You have 2 World Series hopefuls in the Mets and Braves, who are both going to be really good. So if the Phillies were in a weak or even a normal division, I think they'd be a 90-win team. At least on paper, they look like it. But with that division, I think they're going to be right around last year's record of 87 wins. And yes, they picked up Trey Turner. That's going to have a huge impact on this team overall, but they are going to be without their superstar and Bryce Harper for at least half the year. So I think they're really going to even out and be, like I said, right around last year's record. Now, can they repeat last year's success and make it to the World Series yet again? I'm not betting on it, but I also wouldn't be surprised because I think their roster is improved off of last year. The National League is full of teams who are World Series contenders like the Padres, the Dodgers, the Mets, and the Braves, so it's going to be very competitive, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Philadelphia do it, but like I said, I'm not betting on it. Let me know what you guys think of the Phillies down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.